What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 4. Okay. Um, First of all, let me just say this show gets better and better every week. I may not always agree with what goes down on these episodes, but it is always entertaining. And tonight is no exception. And let me tell you something else, Miss RuPaul. And I wish I had your number because I would call your ass. You're going to stop making me cry. That's what you're going to stop doing. You're going to stop having me watch these episodes and make me cry. Because I cried twice tonight, okay? And I think this season I done probably cried almost every episode. Not every episode, but almost every episode. Let me tell you what you're going to stop doing. Also, as an educator, I'm a social studies teacher. And so I appreciate the history lesson tonight because there were a lot of things I did not know. And I feel like I am a better person tonight because of you, Ru. So come on through on the first day of Black History Month giving us some gay history. Oh, man. So Valentina's gone. You know, they have to do the obligatory read the mirror. What lipstick did you choose? Trinity chose Valentina too. It was her time to go. Bye, Valentina. Okay. This week's challenge, they come back into the workroom and all the pictures have been changed. And there are pictures of Judy Garland up. Now, anybody that knows anything about gay history knows that Judy Garland was a friend to the community, and we all love her, right? There are some icons. I mean, I love Judy Garland, and I'm not even a member of the gay community. I just love Judy Garland. I've always loved her from the first time I saw The Wizard of Oz. I've always loved her, and her story, although tragic, also very very triumphant in many ways. And so we see the pictures of Judy Garland up, so we know that this challenge is going to have something to do with Judy Garland. Somewhere, somehow, over the rainbow. I had to get one in. And so what we find is that this Ruth starts off with a history lesson. And like I said, so for those who don't know, Judy Garland died in 1969. They gave us the exact date, and I didn't write it down. But it coincidentally was the exact same day of the Stonewall riots. So if you know the date of the Stonewall riots, that is the date that Judy Garland died. Now, that I did know. I had heard that somewhere in my life, somewhere down the line, where I've read up on the Stonewall riots, that I did know that it was the night that Judy Garland died. You were dealing with a grieving community, and it was just one of those, it just takes a spark. And it was that night that they were like, we're not doing this with you tonight. We mad, we're grieving, we've lost an icon, the police, you're not going to fuck with us tonight. And a revolution started as a result. So it's iconic and ironic that a woman who was so important to the gay community, her death sparked a revolution without it even being something that was planned. Now, the part that I did not know is that Are You a Friend of Dorothy was code for people who were in the closet to identify other gay people who were in the closet. So when you say, well, are you a friend of Dorothy, that automatically meant, yes, I'm gay. Are you gay too? Did not know that. Now, anybody who knows anything about Alcoholics Anonymous, that is a code that Alcoholics Anonymous members use to say, are you a friend of Bill? Bill, I forget his last name, but he started Alcoholics Anonymous, and so that is code to let somebody know that you are in the program, to identify, because again, it's an anonymous program, but if you're having a bad day or you're having a bad moment, you can identify other members just for various reasons. I remember the first cruise, anybody who's ever been on a cruise, the first cruise I went on, you get these schedules and it tells you all these different things that are going on, bingo here, happy hour here, whatever. And on every single day, there's a friend of Bill meeting, right? And so I didn't know. The first time I went on a cruise, I kept saying, these friends, who is Bill? I thought it was like, I lie to y'all not. I thought it was some sort of like party because when you go on different cruises, since I went on a cruise one time and it was a quinceañera, and it was like probably 60 girls celebrating their quinceañeras. It was so beautiful. But I thought it was something like a family reunion or something, and the party was for Bill, and they were playing in his part. I swear that's what I thought. I didn't know that basically what it is code for. It's an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. So if you're a member of the program, then you know what that meeting was. But I didn't. I mean, I never tried to go to the meeting because I was like, I don't know who Bill is. I don't know Bill. It ain't my meeting. But it wasn't until my second cruise when I saw it on there, and I was like, Bill on this cruise again? But that's when I think, I don't know, somebody told me. Somehow I found out. I ended up, I want to say, because I love cruises, and I've probably been on 6 or 7. I'm actually going on another cruise this summer. But one particular cruise I went on was with my brother, and my brother he's passed away. His birthday was actually yesterday, which is usually a really hard day for me. But anyway, y'all, moving on. He was on the cruise, and my brother was in recovery, and I remember him actually attending those meetings. And it's just things you don't think about when people are on vacation. If they're in a program, think about a cruise. I'm way off topic. But the thing about a cruise is, y'all know that it's a lot of drinking, it's a lot of that, and so I just always thought that was a great thing. Anyway, I'm way off topic. Let me get back here. But I did not know that was code. Also, what I didn't know is that's where I've heard the term "my good Judy." I didn't know that's where it came from, Judy Garland. I did not know. Hence, it brings us to the challenge tonight. It's the makeover challenge. And the makeover challenge tonight is your good Judy, right? Your best friend. So everybody's best friend, some closer than others, came through for the makeover tonight. And so not only are they going to do a makeover, but they also have to do a tribute to Judy Garland. They're going to do a singing dance number to Judy Garland, one of her songs, and performing it. So we have Naomi Small's best friend. We have Monique Hart's best friend. Trinity Tuck's boyfriend. Manella's husband. Latrice Royale's best friend. And Monet's best friend / assistant. Right? So they're all coming through and everything. And we have a workroom moment. Right? So Ru is going through and talking to everybody. And the first person Ru goes to talk to is Monique and her best friend. And what came out of that conversation was, on Monique's part, she said she always wanted to have that type of moment with Ru, like a open and honest. Because Ru asked her, "Do you like drag? Why do you like drag? Why is it important to you? Who is this person to you? What have they been to you? You know?" And Monique said, "When I got eliminated last year, it was a really hard thing for me to process, and he was there for me. No judgment." She said, he's a safe space. No judgment. I know that I'm in a safe space. I can say what I need to say. I can get it off my chest. I can process it however it needs to be processed. And everybody needs a person like that in their life. Everybody needs that person in their life, right? She talked to Naomi. And basically, the thing with Naomi was, Ru was like, "Look, stop trying to be so perfect. It's okay to be a little messy sometimes. Not messy like, not drama messy, but messy like everything doesn't have to be perfect in a straight line. It's okay if, you stumble a little bit. Just get yourself together. It's okay if, you fumble a little bit. It doesn't have to be so precise." And that's what, she was giving Naomi some good feedback with that. Manella's husband, Manella was married to Zahar, oh God, I'm going to mess up her name. But and she passed away. And Manella's new husband was someone who was there for him to help him process through that grief, and was a really good friend. And sometimes on the other side of grief we find love again. And so that was a beautiful story. But the bitches that made me cry tonight, twice, was that damn Latrice Royale. Latrice Royale's best friend is her best friend. I mean, her best friend. Do you hear me? They've been together forever. They've been through it together. When Latrice, and I don't know if we ever found out why Latrice went to jail, but we found out Latrice went to jail she had a drug charge, and then she violated her probation. And so she ended up, the judge sent her to jail, I think they said for 18 months. And while she was in jail, all her stuff was in storage, but of course nobody was paying the storage. And so come to find out, everything had been auctioned off while she was in jail, and nobody knew. Either Latrice didn't tell anybody, or she was so caught up dealing with, everything else you got to deal with when you go into jail, that she just didn't neglected to let anybody know what was going on. And so she lost everything. So on top of going to jail, she lost everything. And she was getting furloughed. And her best friend, he said, the last weekend that she was furloughed, we went to the fabric store, bought a bunch of fabric, and I said, we just going to sew. We're going to spend this whole weekend, we going to sew. And he said by the end of that weekend, they had 6 outfits so that when she got out of jail, she could go right back to work. And Latrice said, this man helped her get her life back after that. And he didn't know, see, I'm about to cry, where he would be without her. And so it took me out for a minute. I ain't gonna lie, it kind of took me out for a minute. But yeah, so it was a great workroom walkthrough. I wasn't crazy about Rue's suit this week. It didn't do anything for me. It was still, it was Rue, but it didn't do anything for me, So the Judy Garland numbers, they were okay. You know what I mean? They sort of did a splice, so you didn't see anybody's. Well, let me rewind it for a second. Did anything exciting happen when they were actually in the workroom? No. They was tucking and shaving and cutting and, so no, nothing really stood out to me too much. So the Judy Garland numbers, like I said, they didn't really do a whole lot with that. They didn't really focus on it a whole lot. They had cute outfits on. They were lip syncing. Some performances were better than others. But they didn't show us all of everybody's performance. They sort of spliced it. So you only saw a few seconds of each person's performance. So I really couldn't give a whole lot of feedback. The judges did. What I did see, I did like Monet's, what I saw, and the judges did enjoy Monet. I enjoyed Naomi. The judges enjoyed Naomi. Trinity, they were saying, wasn't a lot of choreography. I guess her partner probably wasn't the best dancer. So they adjusted by not having a lot of choreography. They said, but what she did do was great. All right, whatever. Latrice was okay. They said they felt like Latrice was overcompensating. Excuse me. You see, I got my Michelle Obama. I went to go see Michelle Obama, and I got my Michelle Obama T-shirt on, y'all. For the first day of Black History Month. Yes, ma'am. But so anyway, I think they said Monique's was good, but again, I didn't get enough of it to really say what I liked or didn't like. Right. All right, the runway. I wasn't crazy about Rue's look this week. I know I normally don't critique looks because I don't have that same eye. But her look didn't really do a lot for me today. She had a whole Storm Amazon thing going. And of course, because I wasn't crazy about it, everybody else is going to love it. But okay. Latrice Royale, the runway was, best friend, good Judy, extravaganza. And of course, you're supposed to see the family resemblance or whatever. So, Latrice Royale and her best friend come through, and they have on gowns. And it's that the material that when you touch it, it changes. It's like that sparkly. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like real big now. Hers was blue. Her friend's was white. White. Red. They both had on blonde wigs. And, they had a lot of the same accessories and stuff. Of course, Michelle said she didn't see a connection. She didn't see a big, family resemblance. Carson said he thought it was great. Oh, the guest judges this week were Frances Bean, Kurt Cobain, and Courtney Love's daughter, and Ellen Pompeo from Grey's Anatomy. Those were the guest judges. So they sort of split on Latrice. They said that her performance wasn't the best because they felt like she was overcompensating. Like her friend probably wasn't the best dancer in heels and all that stuff. So she might have been overcompensating a little bit too much. And so it sort of took away from her performance. Okay. Manila and her husband came out in like these it was like a very plain dress that they just added like a little sash with a Queen of Heart and a Queen of Diamond thing to it. It looked I wasn't crazy about the look. I didn't think it was Manella's best look. It was nothing extravagant about it. It was nothing. It wasn't a whole lot put into it. You know what I mean? It was okay, but it really wasn't great. I wasn't really impressed with it at all. Naomi and her friend, they came out as double shares. And somewhere in the middle, Naomi does a wig reveal, so she has a short cut. She puts on a mustache and she becomes Sunny. I thought that was a very cute concept. I thought it was really, really cute and innovative, and it was simple but good, if that makes sense. It was simply done. Like, she didn't do a whole lot. She did a wig reveal and a mustache, and it was like she instantly became Sunny. Like, you saw what she was doing. It was very obvious what she was doing. So it was cute. I appreciated that. I liked it. Monique and her friend, they had sort of an avant-garde outfit where they had the big eyes and they switched the eyes out and the eyes winked. It was cute. Okay, cute. Monet and her partner had this solid gold outfit on. Hers looked like a matador type thing, and her friend had on a bodysuit. Well, they the resemblance right there, because Monet good for a bodysuit, so I guess that's what the resemblance is right there. I don't know. So that was your runway, and like I said, the critiques. I could tell by the critiques I knew Latrice was going to be in the bottom, which broke my heart. But I love Latrice, I absolutely do. But if I have to be honest and say, do I think Latrice has been deserving to be in the top? Like, has she been robbed? I don't think she has. There are only two situations where I feel like maybe she got a raw deal, and that was so long ago that I can't really, I think the Snatch Game with, but you know what I mean, Gia Gunn and that whole situation. But anyway, so it broke my heart, but I wasn't surprised. Monique, they kind of critiqued her kind of hard on her. I take that back. I think I said earlier her critique was okay. No, it wasn't. They weren't crazy about her performance. So I was like, okay, maybe Monique's in the bottom. They were not crazy about Manella's outfits. I said, oh, okay. I felt like Monique was in the top because they loved Monique. They loved her performance. They loved her look, her makeup, everything. Not Monique, Monet. I said, so it sounds like Monet's going to be at the top. Okay. And they liked Naomi. I said, wait a minute. Is Naomi about to win a week? Is she about to be at the top? And let me tell you how this dirty bitch RuPaul going to do. So the whole concept of this episode is about Judy's, right? Good Judy's, right? Who you think was in the bottom? The two good Judys, Latrice Royale and Manella Luzon. That was some dirty shit, Ru. That was dirty. Ru. That was real dirty. Oh, that was dirty. So, that's our bottom. And our top is Monet and Naomi. Okay. So, we got to go in the back and we got to do the whole, let me talk to you. Congratulations, Naomi. You finally won a week and it is well deserved. You did really well this week, boo. You did good. So we go in the back and basically Latrice, I don't think Latrice had a shot with Monet. I think that, because Monet was basically like, look, girl, you are legendary and I respect you, but you ain't the best person in this competition. You're not bringing it. Like, we're going to always respect who you are and what you've done and your place in drag. But this ain't your competition, right? So I said, if Monet win that lip sync, Trice is gone. We talked to Naomi. And basically, Naomi is torn because Naomi is like, look, if we're going to go by report cards, of course Manella wins. And she does. If you go by report card, Manella wins. Naomi said, but Latrice saved my ass last week. And it has, if it had been like 2 weeks ago, maybe even, 3 weeks ago, probably wouldn't be no situation. But the fact that Latrice saved her ass just last week, honey, I said, ooh, this is going to be an interesting decision. So I said, well, I'm pretty certain if Monet wins this lip sync, Latrice is going home. But if Naomi wins the lip sync, I ain't too sure how this is going to go. Now, Monet is usually the lip sync assassin. So I wasn't sure about this thing, right? We get out here, and of course they're lip syncing to a Judy Garland song. No problem, right? No surprise there. Now, first of all, let me say this. I wasn't too sure about Miss Naomi. Not because I don't think Naomi can lip sync. I wasn't crazy about that look. Does anybody else think she looked like olive oil? She had on all green. She had a wig that had the olive oil type flip in the front and a little flip in the back. And so as far as I'm concerned, for me, I said, and you know how skinny she is. I said, green is not your color, boo. That outfit didn't do nothing for me. With the wig, it didn't do nothing for me. But once that music started, honey, you know who, okay, I'm going off tangent again. You know who Latrice Royale's friend looked like after the makeup and stuff in drag? Miss Lady Bunny. Looked like Lady Bunny to me. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. That song got started, honey. And let me tell y'all. Now this is it's Come Rain or Shine by Judy Garland. This song got started and Lord. Monet had an umbrella and everything. I said, okay, come rain or shine, you got you an umbrella. And Monet is giving you some good lip sync and some good, she's giving you some good mannerisms and all that good stuff. But honey, Naomi is working that face. She's working those moves. And then she starts working the stage with that long body. She did the lean back and she gave you some leg action. And she did that stage slide, honey. Naomi tore that stage down. Do you hear me? Monet did not stand a chance. I don't know where the hell the lip sync assassin is, but she is not here this season, honey. Because when I tell you that Naomi tore that stage up, there was no question who won that lip sync. I don't mean none. Well, Naomi, you win the lip sync. Who do you pick? She picked Manila to go home. Shocked everybody. Except for Latrice. Huh? So we're going to see next week. Because next week is going to be a problem. Because Trinity going to have a problem with this whole situation. Because Trinity already said last week. She said, I didn't save you, Naomi. I already told y'all I want to beat the best. So I'm going to send home the weakest link. Because the people, when I win, I want to be able to say I beat the best. Which I ain't mad at her about, but bitch, that ain't everybody's strategy, okay? Okay. We'll see what happens next week. Y'all drop it in them comments. Tell me what y'all think. Peace.